Welcome back. One more piece of hot dish we didn't get to, and that is, speaking of big shows ending, after many seasons on AMC, The Walking Dead is coming to an end. Kinda. AMC, the network behind the huge franchise, announced yesterday that The Walking Dead will end next year after what they're calling a supersized season. They're going to do some more episodes, but then it's not really over. Characters Carol and Daryl, sounds like Newhart. This is my brother Daryl and my other brother Daryl, will be spun off into their own show, their own Walking Dead show. So it'll be like basically Diet The Walking Dead. For more details, head over to AMC's social media channels. Well, kids are going back to school. Some people are going back to work, and that means the pets are all alone. And shockingly, that can lead to some separation anxiety. Really? Well, to help you get through it and your pets, Dr. Eric Rulin with the St. Paul Pet Hospital joins us now with a special guest. Hey, Doc.
Hey, guys. How's everybody doing?
Okay. Is that Butter?
Butter's getting bigger. Yes, this is Butter.
Oh,
our little polar bear dog just keeps getting bigger.
Oh, my goodness. How old is Butter now?
11 months. At least that's what Santa told me.
Oh, my. Move a little bit. I want to see your whole. Can you go? No offense, but I mean, I just want to see. Look how beautiful. Oh.
She has been such a nice addition. She's very calm this morning. She got all of her wiggles out. Speaking of separation anxiety,
well,
she had to get all of her energy out before she had to get on TV this morning. She was very excited.
Well, let's start there. Let's start there, Doctor. Is it a real thing? I mean, I know we can get separation anxiety as humans. Is it a thing with dogs?
A lot of these dogs have been conditioned, and cats. Let's not forget the cats too. A lot of the dogs and cats have been conditioned because they've been home with everybody for so long now that has become a part of their normal routine. So we're seeing a lot more cases of it this fall, at least in our hospitals. Yeah.
Okay. So it is a real thing. So there's Butter's done, by the way. Butter's peace out. She's going over to Twin Cities Live for her appearance. Okay. So it's a real thing. So what do people do?
Well, a lot of times what you can do, getting the energy out of a lot of these dogs is really important because a lot of the manifestation of of this anxiety is usually because of lack of exercise or lack of getting all of this emotion sort of out. That's not all that's it's cooped up to be, but a lot of it is this misappropriation of energy into this anxious wind up phase. So I think we can start by getting these dogs a lot more activity and trying to break some of the habitual things that you do every day with your dog to sort of get them away from getting into that wind up period is really, really helpful. So I would say activity is probably the most important thing, and then structure, and then making sure these dogs are not, not as much so much the cats, but making sure these dogs are sleeping in their own space and that they have their own area that they can relax in is really, really important.
But it's nothing, if I'm hearing you right, it's nothing to be overly concerned about.
I wouldn't say so, but I do see, again, some of these rescue dogs that I see that come from sort of situations that weren't great before, and then they really get globbed onto their owners, and a lot of them now I'm seeing a lot more of them, but it's nothing I don't think everybody should be too concerned about. I think all of us that have anxious dogs or that have dogs that suffer from it are already there, and obviously having a conversation with your veterinarian about whether or not we need to get potentially that patient might need medications or might need anti-anxiety meds, and that's okay.
Speaking of anxiety, if I can ask you, people think moving is a summer activity. A lot of people move during the fall because of the temperature. My mom is in that situation, Dr. Eric, where she just moved a long distance with her dog. She has a Mastiff. She's moved up here. What are some ways, because I know the dog, just like my mom, is anxious, a new climate, a new environment, a long car ride. What are some steps, doctor, that you could recommend off the top of your head for people like my mom that are moving with a dog to comfort them?
Yeah, I think the dogs will adjust easier than the people will.
Yeah,
usually. But I think, again, structure and keeping the environment or having a similar space in there that was similar to what their old environment looked like, and sort of replicating that in the same space. Whether it's the same kennel or sort of in the same elevation in the house. If the dog slept downstairs below, if there's another one, just trying to replicate that again, I think will be really helpful. And I think, again, going back to activity and exercise and getting these dogs plenty of exercise is going to be really, really important for that anxiety.
Is Butter going to come back, or did we lose her for the whole segment?
Probably. Hey, Butter. She's really, really trained well. You'll find out.
Oh, she is. I mean, the fact that she sat there through most of this first segment is better than some guests. I mean, let's just be clear. Better behaved than some of our guests.
Well, I don't know if you have a 2-year or a second grader on having to do distance learning, but that's I've been more impressed with Butter than my second grader.
Well, stay right there, everyone, because Dr. Eric's not going anywhere. When we come back, he's going to be taking your questions on our Facebook page. And let me tell you, we got hundreds of questions. We could literally do a whole mini-series with Dr. Eric, but he's going to answer a few when we come back. So go get some more coffee, and we'll be back right after these words, everyone. Butter will be there, too.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day.
Let's make it a good day. Welcome back, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Season 6. We are back with our buddy Dr. Eric Rulin from the St. Paul Pet Hospital. And like I said before the break, my goodness, we posted on social media, hey, do you have a pet question? And we got over 100 questions on our page. So, Dr. Eric, here's a few of them. Let's start. First, Libby asks, hey, doctor, my 3-year-old Australian Shepherd likes to mark his territory, even in someone else's house. He is a smart, well-behaved dog, but this is quite embarrassing. What should I do?
Yeah, Libby. So this is a really, really frustrating. I think the number one most frustrating situation ever is inappropriate elimination in any of our pets. So super frustrating situation.
By the way, Dr. Eric, can I just comment that's the best phrase of the season 6 so far? Improper elimination. Thank you very much.
Improper elimination. So just don't do it, Jason.
Yes.
I have a couple of questions actually for Libby, and if Libby was here, I would ask these. But first of all, obviously, I used to have a dog that was intact. He was potentially going to be a lab that was a show breeding dog, but he was intact, and he would eliminate on everybody's couch every time he walked in. And one thing you can do is if you can set him up for failure, or set him up so that he knows he's gonna. So when you walk into a house, or you can set yourself up to repeat a behavior so you can watch it. Sometimes what you could do is you could put a belly band on them, or put like a tight t-shirt around their belly so that they can't lift their leg up and can't go in and actually pee. Or if he pees on the couch, it'll actually urine soak him, and he'll stop that immediately. He'll stop doing it. So you can do that with, we've done that with dogs, or if that dog is not neutered, they should be neutered right away.
That is fascinating. I have never heard of that. Okay, good answer on that one. Next up is Kelly. Let's see what Kelly says. Hey, doctor, my Shih Tzu Yorkie mix is constantly scratching, biting herself, especially her feet and legs. I give her baths on the regular and checked for fleas, and she's clear. What can I do?
So a lot of dogs, especially this time of year, and Kelly, this is a question that I'm getting a lot right now, probably the second week of August to like the last week of September. We see environmental allergens run rampant, and environmental allergens in dogs look different than they do with people. We sneeze, we have, our mucous membranes in our eyes, hypersalivate and everything. Dogs, when those allergens, those grass pollens, tree pollens, corn pollens, when that makes contact with our skin, that becomes really irritating for those dogs. So they lick their paws, and what happens after they start licking their paws is it changes the pH of the actual skin, and they keep licking, and then that becomes a great environment for yeast. And so I actually see a lot of Morkies, Yorkies, these small breed dogs that have environmental allergens, and then they develop yeast infections secondarily. So this is probably an environmental thing, especially if it's just this time of year or it just happened. And it's not been there could be a psychological issue, but it's probably an environmental thing. Shampooing is key because it gets everything out of there, but some of these dogs require an antifungal or an antimicrobial if they have infections between the pads, and they usually need an allergy relief medication.
Sarah is up next. She asks, why does my almost 2-year-old cat like to eat plastic? Executive producer Jeff has the same problem. She especially loves juice pouch straw wrappers. We bought the crinkly toys and balls, but she doesn't even like those.
We have these cats that this is a fascinating question. I have cats that will actually eat clothes, and they have these oral fixations. And these cats at a young age, once they develop that, it's really tricky. It's like someone who has a nervous twitch and they can't stop it. Some of these cats for whatever reason, they had a positive feedback loop when they started chewing on something, or maybe they tasted, they could taste something on that plastic the first couple of times. And so they just keep doing it. A lot of these cats require you could go on Prozac or fluoxetine or some type of SSRI medication to stop that. I know a lot of my patients that do this oral fixation thing have to be on them.
One more.
I can't give you an exact reason why it started, but we can try to fix it at least.
One more from Chris. She asks, do dogs have a concept of time? For example, do they sense when they've been left home alone longer than usual? This is a great question.
It is. They actually don't. Anything past about 5 minutes, they don't really understand that whole concept. Now, so no, but the basic answer is no. And if they've been left for, I have a neighbor who I let out his dog once in a while, and the question always is, well, how, if he's there an hour longer than they should, like the dog's going to know. And I said, no, unless he has to go to the bathroom. But no, a dog's not going to know the difference between 1 hour or 3 hours or 2 hours. They just don't understand that concept.
Well, Butter obviously understands the concept of boredom because she almost fell asleep on us a couple times there, Dr. Eric.
Like, when is this guy going to stop talking, please?
Exactly.
Can I just go about my day, please?
Well, thank you, my friend. I'll be in touch. I'm going to bring you my mom's my mom's dog.
Please do. It's super exciting that she's making the move. So,
absolutely.
Awesome, Jason. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Dr. Eric Rulin. For more information, head to improperelimination.com. Just kidding. Head to St. Paulpet.com. It's right there. We're going to take a break. We'll be back.